We're also going to speak to a friend. It was a friend who I made out in Los Angeles this summer when we were out there covering the O.J. Simpson case. She came to us in hopes of finding some clues herself.
My mother was murdered in Tucson, Arizona last March '93, and we were lucky to get 5 minutes of local news coverage. And it's very, very hard to see that people care so much about this case because the person had a name. And it's like, what about the nameless, faceless people? There are millions of me out there, people that have been touched by tragedy, and we don't even have a voice. And I'm here to give us a voice.
Who came to us in hopes that we might help her find her mother's killer. We're going to tell you what we can do to help crack these cases of unsolved murder right after this.
I would tell reporters to care more about people rather than just celebrities, because I am the face of crime right here. I am the person that has been touched and life destroyed because of what happened to my mother. And I exist, and there are others like me, and I just want us to get some fair time also. I would really like to know, what is the morbid fascination that people have with a celebrity case? I want to show you something. This is the coverage that my mother's murder got. This. You see, everyone? She was a person too, and she was loved by many people. And this is how much coverage my mother's story got. All I wanted to do, and my purpose for being here, is I wanted to show like unsolved mysteries to take my mother's case, but I have to go out and seek coverage, or else I can't even get the attention from my mom's case.
I met this young lady. Tell me your name.
My name is Danielle Parker.
I met this young lady out on the street when I was out there covering the arraignment. And she was running around trying to say, would somebody pay attention to my case, and who killed my mother?
Yeah, and I still don't know who killed my mother.
Sweetie.
And that's what
we do.
Every time I see that scene or just remember it, it brings tears to my eyes. God, I know. We sit here cry together. I want you to meet Danielle Parker. Danielle, we've been from sea to shining sea with the story of your mother. Tell the audience who may not be aware, you won't give up.
No, I won't.
You have more guts than a whole lot of folks I know. You wouldn't believe, this lady was running around the press corps going, listen to me, will not give up. Why do you keep on keeping on, if you will?
Well, I know that if the situation were reversed and I was the one who was murdered, my mother would never give up until my killer was found. And out of respect and love for her, I am going to do this until my dying day, until I find out who killed my mother.
What do you know about your mother's death? Tell us the circumstances.
Well, it's very, very sketchy, the details. She was at a South Side hospital in Tucson, Arizona, and she was released from custody of the hospital. And once that occurred, she was seen at 2 convenience stores, both Circle K's. One that was right next to the hospital and one that was 11 miles from the scene. And she was found murdered a quarter mile away from the last Circle K that she was seen at, which the last time she was seen alive, it was 1:30 in the morning. And she was found by, I think, 2 or 3 12-year-old children riding a bicycle in the middle of the desert.
What does it do to a family, to a daughter, who may never know how her mother was killed?
It eats my gut away is what it does. It is my sole focus in life now, which, you know, for someone who's 27 years old, to have a constant focus on their mother's death is a very, very unhealthy way to be living. But I will not rest until I find out what happened to her.
Question.
This is to
Mother. Our program airs in Tucson, Arizona, where her mother was killed. So we're going to show your mom's picture, as we have before, and we're going to show it once again. If you know anything about this crime, which happened on March 6, 1993, please call us here at Rolonda. Stop watching, as I say. Go to the phone and help Daniela put an end to this case. We'll be right back in a moment.
Yes. Danielle and Alice, can you share with us what type of people your mom and your son were?
Yeah, Alice, tell us about Kenny. Good question.
Kenny was a snake breeder. He loved snakes. He'd had snakes ever since he was young. He rode motorcycles. He loved the ocean, loved to fish, liked being outdoors, had a lot of friends. and was the type of kid that if he was going down the street and somebody needed help or somebody was in trouble, would be right there to help him. He was to be married June 18th. In fact, we got the wedding information just the night of his murder.
Oh, no.
I've been going with the girl for 5.5 years, and I was really looking forward to having a daughter-in-law and hopefully a grandchild within the next couple of years. He loved children.
He was also killed with his best friend.
Mo, yes.
And I understand that they were cremated and buried together. Is that right?
Mo was buried, and we cremated Kenny and put Kenny's ashes in with Mo. They were always together. They did a lot of things together. They worked out together. They had the same type of cars. They got the same kind of dogs. They did a lot of things together, so we just thought it'd be right that we buried them together.
I bet you and Danielle relate a lot to
yes.
what you're hearing from each other.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
What was your mom like, Danielle?
Oh, my mom. Oh, gosh. There's really, you know, I hate having to describe her secondhand because she was such a vivacious, outgoing, charismatic, beautiful, sweet, kind woman. She was the best mother that I could have possibly had. People keep telling me that I should be lucky that I had her for the 25 years that I did. But then again, I don't know how well off I am, because to lose the kind of closeness that we had is almost unbearable, the pain. She was my best friend. I'm an only child, so all I have left is my father. And it's been very, very difficult, but I am going to keep fighting until somebody takes this case on.
Mike, tell us what we at home can do.
I'm sorry, what also do you do, though, when you're not getting any cooperation from your own police department? I've had to basically fight with the detectives to get any kind of information. Once they heard that I was a journalist, they clammed up and stopped giving me information. And I not only have to fight them, I had to fight the medical examiner's office. I had to call the Attorney General of the state of Arizona just to have my mother's death certificate released to me. So, you know, I'm not only fighting the battle of finding my mother's killer and getting justice on that end, but I'm fighting the battle with the authorities that are supposed to try to help me. So
let me just point this out, Danielle, because we did call the detective who is working on your mom's case.
Right.
She declined to come on our show. She declined to be interviewed.
Does not surprise
She did
me.
send a statement, and it says, at the present time, the case is still open. There are no suspects. There are no leads, period. That was it.
that's a bold-faced lie. As a matter of fact, I recently heard through someone in Los Angeles that I work with that they have a gentleman who was captured between Arizona and Utah, which my mother's bag was found in Utah, and someone told me that they called the Tucson Police Department and told them to investigate this because this gentleman was killing people between Arizona, Utah, and California, and the police haven't even investigated that angle yet. They've done basically nothing but shelve my case.
And we'll take a break. We'll be right back after this. Okay. What is your question?
Until he tells us, we won't know.
Let me bring in Joseph O'Kane here. He's joining us now. Welcome, Joseph. Joseph is a member of a little-known and a quite unique crime-fighting organization called the Vidocq Society. Explain what that is, because you're a special kind of sleuth.
The Vidocq Society is comprised of 82 members worldwide with similar interests. All are in one way or another involved in criminal investigations, from forensic sculptors, forensic scientists, psychologists, federal agents, retired FBI agents, and the like.
So what could you do for someone like Danielle?
What we could do is help if the police who are involved in investigating a case seek our help. We in no way would try to subvert or do anything to jeopardize an ongoing homicide investigation.
But you aid in an ongoing homicide investigation.
Absolutely.
Well, what if they say, I mean, the police say that my investigation is ongoing, but as far as I'm concerned, they've basically shelved it. So what do you do when the police doesn't cooperate with you? I mean, you have to go beyond. I mean, I need to get outside help. I mean, that is the only way that I'm going to ever find my mother's killer.
I tell you what we'll do right here. Why don't you discuss this, and we'll support you on that, this show. Could you work with Danielle?
We certainly will
and help?
try.
Please do that for her. And would you, Jean, will you work with Alice and come up with some sketches and go over what you found out on that beach when you went back down there? Please work, and if there are any costs, if there's anything that we can do as a show, we will support you on that. Okay? Can we do that? All right. We'll be right back. We'll be right back. Okay.
Alice and Danielle, do you feel that the killers of both these people were drifters that were passing through, or was there a motive behind it? I know that out there are a lot of people passing through Tucson to get to California.
yes.
My
It
husband was
includes-
killed in Tucson.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
I know what you're going through.
Tucson is a very transient community, and they do have a lot of drifters. As far as what we know to date, the motive was robbery. So she was killed for a purse, which another ironic thing that I forgot to tell you when I was discussing how, my mother's attributes. She was a social and environmental activist, always fighting for the underdog. If someone was needy of money or anything else, she'd be more than happy to give it to them. They did not have to kill her for a purse.
Okay, question.
Hi, my question is for.
One of those shows that we certainly hope will make a difference, because this young lady certainly has. I was telling Danielle that you were the one who inspired this whole show.
Oh my God, I'm overwhelmed by that statement, to tell you the truth, because you're the first person who has really cared enough to do something, and I've tried for a year and a half, and I've struggled, and I've written to Unsolved Mysteries, and I've gotten rejections.
Well, let me tell you why we thought it was something worth talking about, as we say on this show. In the last 3 decades, the percentage of murders in America that go unsolved has skyrocketed from 3 to 36%. If you know something, call police. Help solve these murders. Help keep our communities safe. And we will see you next time on Rolonda.